Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 62. This reviewing episodes 24 and 25. Yep. Now, these two episodes, simply put, focus a lot on Heba, the brand new Vol Eagle. Yep. It's simply him doing solo missions for these two episodes. Shark and Panther sit in the sidelines until they're called out. Which I'm like, really? So, I get the fact you're trying to establish a new Bald Eagle, but can you just send out the whole team? Could you not just have him? So, okay, the first one is simply put like this, where there is this mysterious monster at Lake Hydraulic, I think it's this. Now, the era they mention here is Tozoa. That actually is, from what I can tell, a real era. It was basically like a feudal era. So, there's a potential monster there. And, of course, Heba suspects that the Machine Empire is involved. And he's actually correct about that. Yep, they're actually involved with their little sea monster. Yep, who is a water bug monger. Seriously, that's what the thing is called. Goes on his boat, and then eventually the monster attacks, and he eventually is captured. I'm like, really? You capture the guy, and he just debuted in the last episode, this brand new character? He gets captured, chained up on a freaking speedboat. Yes, he gets chained up on the windshield of a speedboat. So Panther and Shark are sent to rescue him. And of course, Amazon Killer does some stuff. Now, let me point out though about Amazon Killer herself. She's not that bad of looking of a woman. Not really, no. Yes, the actress playing her, Yuki Kozawa, I mean, she's not that bad looking of a woman. I mean, she was only like in her 30s when she basically took this role. I mean, look at her, she's not that bad looking woman. The actress, I'm looking at her basically how old she is. So, basically at the time, she was quite young when she took this role. She was only 34. Like, wow, for a female villain. I mean, look at pictures. She's not that bad at looking of a woman. For a woman who at the time was only 34, now she's a lot older. How old is she currently? I think she's like 73. Yeah. Yeah, and of course she returns to playing a character from playing a similar type of thing in Battlefield J. So, and of course the Panther and Vulcan do kind of in a way rescue him from being exploded. Well, actually, he gets out thanks to his chain, some of his unprecedented super strength, breaks the chains. They get out, they battle the monster, and also to point out he's also yelling a lot. And by the way, this actually is the first time he's actually met Amazon Killer, and he doesn't ask like, "Who are you?" I mean, he probably knows who the grunts are because I'm sure you saw I read about them. I mean, Amazon Killer just showed up in also his debut episode as well. So why would he not say, "Who are you?" I mean, I get that the Vault Eagle, the previous one, did do that in the previous episode, but why didn't this one? I mean, he's a brand new character. He doesn't say, "Who are you?" He says, and of course, she refers herself as, I didn't chance to mention, she refers herself as Amazon Killer, the Galactic Wanderer. Yep. So, why in the world are Machine Empire interested in like, apparently there's treasure here. I'm like, really? We're using this plot thread again? But here's something interesting, though. You gotta think, okay, where's Hell Saturn and Queen Hedra? Well, their appearance is reduced to a cameo. Well, basically one brief snippet, and that's it for them. No, seriously, that is literally it. It's like, I'm thinking of like, okay, so why did you reduce basically the main villain of this entire freaking run, Hell Saturn, to simply a freaking cameo? In the very next episode, it's kind of the same thing. A very similar plot. So, basically, we have Bald Eagle being sent to investigate this sea serpent. First, it was a monster in the previous episode, and we have a sea serpent. Okay. Now, let me point out, though, when it comes to these episodes, first one, they actually have a reason why they like. This one, not really a reason at all. They're just randomly there. Yeah, and of course, they're thinking about, and then, of course, you have these mysterious guys who, oh my gosh. When I saw this, I'm like, really? So you have these guys become the Japanese equivalent to the KKK, except wearing white sheets, they wear black sheets. But literally put these guys are the freaking KKK. It's a good thing these guys are evil because this looks very uncomfortable to see. I'm like, really, Toei? Yes, I have these grunts in the show rip off a notorious bigoted group in the United States with this group. Just change the colors from white to black and basically had people scare of people and also kidnap young girls to sacrifice to the sea serpents. I'm like, this seems like something out of like old like folktale stuff. And I'm like, really? And this also feels like a partial retread of an episode from Denzi Man. Kind of is, for the whole thing with the sea god stuff. But that's a partial thing. So they lure these people into a trap where they think they killed off Bald Eagle. No, he actually survives. Surprisingly, except being injured. Panther and Eagle and Shark get trapped in a cave. Though they get out, not much of an issue. Yeah, for a cave-in, they're able to get out of it pretty quickly. I'm like, wow. It's like, okay. So, then eventually, now, in case you're curious, though, do they find out the reason why they're freaking here? What's up with the sea eggs? As far as I can tell, they don't really go into it at all. By the way, the monster this one, this having whole thing with sea serpent, it's a freaking cobra monster. Yeah, seriously. That is your monster for this one. A frickin' cobra monster. And this one's called Sea Snake Monger. No, I'm not kidding about that. But looking at him, he looks like a frickin' cobra monster. Yep, that's simple just when it comes to him. Yep, and he gets beaten at the end. He's probably by far the weakest. He's probably by far the strangest one. Oh. I almost forgot. They're here to harvest magma. I'm like, why? Why would it need magma for? Treasure I get because I'm sure they're probably going to get rich. But the magma stuff, maybe they use a power source or something. I'm not sure. They don't really go into it at all. I mean, it's almost like this area was chosen completely at random. That's what it seemed like anyways. Yeah, for 2 episodes. One thing I do appreciate, though, about the second episode, 25, at least you don't have Habi basically shouting all the time. I'm sure he was probably told, hey, could you keep down the shouting talk normally when you do your attacks? Don't have to frickin' shout everything, especially when you're morphing sequence. I'm sure he was told that, and you're like, okay, I'll do that. Maybe just a sound effect. Maybe he's loud. I'm not really sure. But yeah, 2 okay episodes. The plots are basically nothing right home. But I would say that probably of the 224 is much more interesting for an episode because we kind of started to develop the character. This would kind of develop him too. It's like 2 episodes develop this brand new character. I'm like, okay. So yes, not much else to say about these 2 episodes. They're okay. So that's it for particular review. Tomorrow I'm going to be starting my anime. Now, yes, 25 was my stopping point I was going to do. And I'm still going to do the movie, but I'm going to do it after a certain time of episode. So, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be starting a brand new anime. What is this anime, I ask? Welcome to Demon School Aremakan. Yes. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'll be back this series now. I may also be back briefly tomorrow. Just do this on Welcome Moon, but after that, it's all Welcome to Demon School. And I'll be back. I'll be on this one until we reach episode 24, because that's the completion of a story arc. So I figured, why not stop there? At that point, I'll come back and finish up some Vulcan at that point, which I have only 25 episodes. Where I only have 25 episodes left, so I'm gonna finish up at that point. So basically, expect to see these are for all reviews tomorrow. Welcome to Demon School Aremakan. Basically, about 2 episodes of that tomorrow. One more Super Sentai video, Shaman King, and possibly Comic Corner. Okay, next video. Bye.